Hi, it is me, Brandon. This is a little different. I'm going to be calling this Conversation Corner. I wrote it down, Conversation Corner, because this is my little corner where I like to sit down when I'm having conversations with people, specifically on the phone. It's like my thinking corner. So I thought, what fun way to communicate than Conversation Corner. Also, it kind of shows how I integrate use of cards in my own life. So like, sometimes I'll consult the cards. In fact, I'll just get them ready because we're going to be consulting them. So, okay. And so fun, we're going to use this Conversation Corner, I think, to discuss the process of my life-changing thing over, I guess, the next year. Basically, by this time next year, I won't be in this corner. I'll be having Conversation Corner in another house. So that's going to be interesting. So how we get from here to there, and everything that happens in the middle, I thought, wouldn't it be fun to kind of like chronicle, like maybe once a week or every few days or whatever. I'm not committing to any consistent pattern, honestly, because I don't know. And I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but we're gonna film these, and if anything, it's gonna be videos for me, for myself. And if I decide that I want to share them with people, great. Join me on the journey. Well, we will use cards occasionally, but this is more for like giving me insight into like what's going on. So like for instance, to shed light on it, I am relocating from where I'm at to a different location. I was given an option to basically keep my job. I have to relocate, which I expected. I knew I was going to be given that option. It just took a little while for the company to give it to me, so I didn't know exactly. Honestly, I didn't know. I wasn't sure if they were just going to let me go, to be honest. It happens a lot with companies, right? Where instead of like, telling you can move somewhere, it's like, bye. So, bye, Felicia. But I was lucky. And that like I'm still like important for my job, so yay. And it kind of made me think, like the idea of losing the job for a long period of time, honestly, because I've been thinking about this for like over 2 years now. The idea of losing the job and letting it go, it just, when it came down to it, I couldn't do it. I've been doing this one thing for a while. I've been with the company for like 13-ish years. So it actually kind of like means a lot to me to like keep trying, which is an interesting thing because I didn't expect that to be the result, to be honest with you. If I was to have told you what the cards told me a month ago, it was not what ended up happening. So it's funny how things can shift very quickly. But I'm adventurous. So that being said, I have 1 year to basically relocate to a new place. What's interesting is that I was given lots of choices, which is great. Different choices than other people. There's other people in my building that sit near me, and they were given the choice of a much closer location. And that's fine. I would have gladly have chosen a closer location, and I could have easily made that work. Easily. But that was not in the cards. That was like option A, best case scenario, is if they had thrown this, it's only about an hour from here. I could have easily had a studio apartment over there and made that work. No problem. But that was not in the cards, unfortunately. So the other options were ideologically different than myself, as somebody who, as you guys probably know, is more West Coast person. So it took some soul searching, but surprisingly, the options were doable, in that like the places are very pretty and the people seem friendly, and I think it'll be fun. I think. And honestly, at this point in time, I like adventure. So, it's funny, we went to Oregon completely. I have no idea. I'd never been to Oregon in my life, and we just drove up there and lived there for like 13 years. So, I like adventure. So that's kind of what this is going to chronicle, the adventure of getting from this chair here to wherever I am in 1 year. And so again, Conversation Corner, this is number 1. And that's the first topic here, is that my decision to move again. Yes, again. I thought buying a house and being stable meant I wasn't going to be moving all the time, but the universe has a fun way of saying, ha. So such is life. yes. So that's going to be part of the journey, is what's happening with this house. And I don't know. We're going to find out as we progress. And this beautiful lamp, obviously, what's going to happen with this lamp? We're going to find out. This amazing chair that has a partner over there and a few other partner chairs. I have a little thing for old chairs. Like this is a very, oh, I'm getting fluttery. Okay, so the real topic today is plants. I have a like 6 foot, 5-foot-ish tall fiddle leaf tree that is going to be probably the most difficult thing. In fact, I'm tempted. No, I'm not gonna show you guys. That's a later part of the journey. But this is a very big plant, and it's gonna be a difficult thing to move. And I just talked to somebody today who moved here to this area from LA. That's not a very long move. And she said her fiddle leaf tree was dead, completely shredded. All the leaves had fallen off. The thing was just dead from the move. I don't like hearing things like that because it is my pride and joy. I do not have kids. I do not have pets. I have plants, and they are very important to me. Like I may or may not fixate on them to an unhealthy level. Like when I wake up in the morning, they may be the first thing that I tend to, and at the end of the day, they're definitely one of the final things that I say goodbye to. So I need to get these plants across the country, and that's gonna be fun. So yay for me, that's gonna be its own journey. And obviously getting all my stuff, but luckily I think I'm gonna have assistants and I'm gonna use professional moving people to make things easier. I've moved a lot, so like a lot. Like I cannot even begin to, I couldn't count. I would have to write it down. I've written this down for people. So anyone who has it written down, you can count, you can put it in the comments. I wanna say it's like maybe 15, if not 20 times by now in my life, if not more, that I have moved. So I got this down, I know how to do it. Problem is, as I get older, I've injured myself so many times moving. So many times. The last move to this house, I messed up my ribs, I messed up like a whole bunch of muscles. My legs were bruised just from all the things that banged into it. I didn't even know what was happening in the moment, you know, because I get fueled with adrenaline. And so it was like 2 days later when I'm like, oh wow, my legs are just like, it looks like like somebody took a baseball bat and just tried to take me out, man. It was, so I'm thinking professional movers, probably a good idea, especially since one, it's gonna be a very long move. It's gonna be across the country. So that's fun. And then 2, I have very fragile things that matter. And then 3, I am a fragile thing that matters, and I do not want to break myself again. It's just so look at this. My poor little finger here. I'm not lying, okay? This is normal finger, right? Normal pointer finger, right? That's fine. Okay, I swear to you, my other pointer finger was the same as this. And then I sliced it, just sliced right through it, almost sliced it off, I swear to you. It just complete accident. Just I was washing the knife, just a whole thing. Those of you can go back and watch videos of the bandage. I literally filmed when I got right back from the ER. I'm not joking. I'm that like diligent with my daily filmings. I was still like, you know, I still had blood on me. It was great. It was great actually. I loved it. But the point is, my finger did not heal properly. It's all. My point is that if that is what happens to me from just slicing my finger and not healing quite right, and this is from going to an ER immediately and having it properly stitched and everything, and it steals, it's freaking grows all wonky now. I don't want to know what's going to happen if I try to move and I dislocate something or I break something. I'm getting too old to like just bounce back, you know? There's a point when that bounce back isn't going to happen. So we're going to have professional movers. And I just don't know about the plants. I'm gonna find out later in the week. So that's the drama for this week, is I have a meeting with somebody. They're gonna talk about the moving, the timeline, which is, so I will break down timelines for you because there's a few things I already have. So for anybody who's interested, I'm traveling there to this other location to basically scout, to see, you know, to start getting ideas about where I wanna live and get some information from like, you know, property people. I'm not going to buy a house right away. I just need to rent something for a little while, so I can kind of figure out if I can even live there, to be honest. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. But I'm going to do that in October. I already have a flight booked and a hotel and everything. So like I think it's October 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that. Those few days, I'm gonna be in this place for like a few days, working from that location, which will be interesting. I gotta hopefully have a desk, you know, and be like a desk person again. The location I'm at now, I have a desk, but it's like there's no people. It's like being in a strange dystopian world where you hear all the lights flickering and everything's like, you know, weird and shadowy, and there's very few people around, and it's like, because it's a weird world. So I'm excited to be in a place where there's like people again and all that. So yeah, October, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in that area, I'm gonna be there. And that's my first initial trip to go there, see what's going on, and kind of get a vibe. So I'm excited about that. That's booked, it's done, I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be cool. That's only a few months away. So I have from now till then to kind of mentally prepare and kind of figure out my timeline of what I need to do while I'm there, because I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have very little time, and I'm gonna wanna make sure I get as much information as possible, because from October until basically February, so the entire winter, I'm gonna be doing virtual stuff. So I'm gonna be here calling people, doing virtual tours, looking at houses, looking at apartments, looking at townhomes, whatever, virtually. I'm not going back there again until probably February, when I'm getting close to where I'm ready to move. And at that point then, I go back and you know, I actually like tour things and like find the right place. I'm not moving without finding the right place. Once I have the right place, then everything will time itself. I'm thinking it's gonna end up being March or April, but I have some wiggle room here in that time. So I'm hoping March and April, just because like my gut tells me that that's the place I wanna be. Like that's the window, that's the happy sweet spot. If I go any longer, things get weird. If I go any sooner, things get weird. So there's this like area right in there. So that's kind of, again, this is why I use cards. So for instance, the window there, you know, when do I go? That was, so cards. And so we'll do that right now. So for instance, I've got this whole trip planned in October to go take a look at, kind of scout, you know, see what's going on, you know, maybe get a desk, you know, so I can like feel official. Let's see, Mr. Cards. These are the Higher Self Oracle cards. You tell me, am I gonna like, I guess number one, that my October trip, is it gonna happen? I mean, I have like free cancellation all set up on it because, you know, weather and things, right? So anything could happen. So I didn't want to not have like cancellation and like insurance or whatever. So like, is the trip even gonna happen? Let's see. Hey, look at that. We got the success card. Okay, see, this is why I like these cards, because sometimes you want a one-word answer, and they can do that. So success. So it looks like I'll be there in October. I'm gonna go check stuff out. I'm assuming then the success also means that I'm gonna like get a desk set up at my office, my new office. Dude, look at that, divine timing. So that's perfect. There'll just happen to be a desk like perfectly ready for me at that time. I love it. I'm not gonna work out of that desk till like the year after, but I won't have a desk here for a while. So yeah, that's good. This is all good. Okay, well, okay, last card then is that, is March really the timeline, or is it gonna be April? Let's go March. Is March where we're looking at? Let's see, March, what do we got? Worry. Okay, so March might be some weather issues. There's some worries in March. What about April? Is early April better time here? Love. Okay, April, love. I think I love it. The spirit guides are saying loving it. They're loving the idea of April. Okay, you know what? Loving it as well. So that's how I use the cards to make decisions. It seems crazy, I know, to make life-changing decisions with tarot cards, but I mean, I'm just being honest. I lean into the lifestyle, you know? I don't just make fun videos every day. I literally use these things in my day-to-day life, and I deal with the consequences. You know, they're not always the best consequences. I ask these cards things sometimes, like, hey, should I be spontaneous and do X, Y, or Z? And they say like yes or no, right? And I do them, or I don't do them. And sometimes, not a good idea. And I go, oh, cards, and they go, but you learned a lesson, didn't you? And I go, oh, cards, burn a friendship to learn a lesson. You know, these cards can be strange that way. So I think this is the end of our conversation corner number 1. I appreciate anybody who watches these. I think I'm gonna do these every week just to kind of talk through this process. I think it's gonna be healthy. So yeah, conversation corner number 1, the journey begins. Farewell.